I hereby summon all my imps. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. Since the last time I saw you, there have been 10 more cards that have been revealed, so I'm going to do 10 more card reveals, and as always, I do the Josh Stripe's method of card reviews. So the first one we have up is Cloak, Sanctum, which is a 3-mana rare mage location from the set. This is the one that's 3/3, so they're not only going to be 1/1, so this one already shows you that it's 3/3, and it says freeze a minion and summon a 2/2 violet skeleton. You're going to be seeing violet skeletons come up a lot on this, and it all depends on how good or how bad violet skeletons are. For those of you who have not looked at it so far, a violet skeleton is a 2-mana 2/2. With Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to a random enemy, and that could be your face, or that could be an actual minion on the board. This one is not bad. It's kind of slow to do a turn 3 do nothing turn, but turn 3 to freeze one character isn't the worst thing in the world. So I'm gonna give this a let's freeze one and see where it takes us. Next one we have up on the board is going to be the actual Violet Skeleton, which is going to be a collectible card. And the Violet Skeleton is the Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to a random enemy minion. So again, this one is, if there's a lot of support to it, it's going to be interesting. So far, only Mage is showing some support to this. Might show has some more support in the wrong one. But you're not just going to run this by itself as just this card alone, because this card alone isn't worth the time, energy, and effort. But if you get some support to it, yeah, this is a bomb on a stick, so it's not the worst in the world. But I'm going to give this a would not run on its own can be used with some support. Next one we have is Freezing Touch. Freezing Touch is a 2-mana common mage spell card, and it deals 3 damage, and then infuse it adds a Freezing Touch to your hand. So from what I'm reading at this, you can deal 3 damage to either a minion or to face, okay? And then if 3 minions have died, friendly minions have died while you're holding on to this, you get another one back, which I'm assuming is also unempowered. So then another 3 minions can die. So you can kind of chain this, but your chaining this is going to be really weird unless you have a really weenie deck. But if you can get this to go off when you already have 3 minions died, it's not the worst thing in the world to get a 1 back. But Mage at this current point, I don't think it's running that many minions. So I'm going to give this, could be interesting in any other class except for Mage. Next one we have up is going to be the Kelthuzad, the Inevitable. And what Kelthuzad is, the Inevitable does is he's an 8-mana legendary mage minion. And what he does is Battle Cry, he resurrects all the violet skeletons he resurrects all your violet skeletons that you've played so far in the entire game, and any that can't fit on the board instantly explode. So if you don't have already a full board, or you only have like 2-3 slots open and 2-3 skeletons have died, you're going to get the rest of those that go straight to minions or go straight to face. So Kelthuzad is going to be fun to actually see him come back. I wish he was a neutral, not a mage card. But he's going to see fun to come back. And again, it looks like they're getting some support in mage for the skeletons. But if it's not done in this set, if this doesn't work in this set, it's not going to work. They're not going to bring back this mechanic in the next set. So this I'm going to give if it doesn't work in this set, will never work in any other set. Up next, we have Elitist Snob. And what Elitist Snob does is he's a 5-mana epic paladin minion card. And he has battle card. Each paladin card in your hand randomly gets Divine Shield, Lifesteal, Rush, or Taunt. So you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in your hand for this to be put on 5 and get all effects, because none of these effects will double trigger. You can't get double Lifesteal, you can't get double Rush, you can't get double Taunt, you can't get double Divine Shield. So if you have 4 in your hand, this is a 3-4 Divine Shield, Lifesteal, Rush, Taunt for 5. And even if it had all that for 5, I'm not sure it would be the best thing in the world. And to have 5 other cards in your hand that you're holding on to on turn 5, I don't know if you have. I mean, that's a heavy hand to have at turn 5, to have 5 cards in your hand. I mean, it's not impossible to have 5 at that point, but it's not likely either. So I'm going to give this a not impossible out of probably unlikely. Next up we have Vengeful Visage. Vengeful Visage is a 3-mana epic mage spell from the set, and it's a secret card. And after an enemy minion attacks your hero, summon a copy to attack the enemy hero. This is a very interesting secret for mage, because there's going to be times where somebody goes straight towards your face thinking that maybe you got like ice block, and they're at low health, and if they deal like 6-7 to you, and they're only at 6-7 health back, they could actually die. This is one of the first secrets that could actually kill somebody straight off the bat. You know, that's a very interesting thing to show up, is to have a secret that could actually kill somebody straight off the bat. So I'm going to give this a very interesting could kill somebody off the bat secret. Next we're going to do Deathborn. Deathborn is a 6-mana rare mage spell that deals 2 damage to all minions and summons a 2/2 violet skeleton for each that's killed. So it's basically a blizzard without the frost effect, and with honorable kill, summon a 2/2 skeleton for 6. That's, you know, you're talking consecration. With an upside, consecration would be 4. The upside is basically worth 2. So I'll give this a fairly cost out, or probably won't see play then. Next up, we have Cathedral of Atonement, which is a 3-mana location card. That is give a minion 2/1 and draw a card. Now, the problem with this card that I see is there's going to be times where you don't have a minion on the board as priest, and even though it says it doesn't have to be friendly minions, you can use this on an enemy minion. If you're trying to drop this on 3 and you have no minion, it's draw 3 for 3, so it's not the end of the world. And drawing 3 even after 6 turns isn't the worst thing to happen. But if you don't have a minion, you gotta buff something on your opponent's side just to draw. I mean, is that worth it to priest at times? So I'm gonna get this really good draw out of needs a minion. Next up, we're going to do the Hedge Mage. Hedge Mage is a 3-mana vocation card with only 2 durability, so showing you that they're not always going to have 3 durability. And it's trigger a friendly minion's death rattle. This is a very unique one for Druid. I wish Hunter had this, because I'm not sure Druid has the right death rattle cards to make this work. I wish this was with Druid. That can make a Druid death rattle deck actually do something in its life. But at this particular point, the fact that this is Druid, Is there enough death rattles for you to justify it, to trigger it? What death rattle are you looking for in Druid right now? So I'm going to give this a... death rattles are fine, but I don't think Druid has enough yet. But watch this card in the future. This could be a real scary card in the future if there's a neutral death rattle that comes along that's a scary neutral death rattle or a Druid death rattle. And Wild, this might see play for some of the nasty death rattles that can happen in Wild. Next up, we're going to do the last card for the 10 that just came out. I do 10 at a time, so we're going to do Cold Case. And Cold Case is a 4-mana Common Mage spell card, which is going to summon 2 skeletons and gain 4 armor. It's a starter card. And again, if you throw all the ones for Mage together that all go with the skeletons, it's not a bad combo. But a lot of these cards, I mean, summon 2 2/2s and gain 4 armor for 4 isn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, you're not going to cry about getting 2 2/2s, which is 4/4 in stats, and gaining 4 armor for 4. So there are a lot of cards in this right now that could make this see play. The problem is I've seen a lot of these build around weird combos that just fall flat on their face because of the fact that you don't have the rest of the cards for it. And if you don't get support for this in this set, you're never going to get it. So I'm going to give this a decently good card out of could be great if it gets support. And that's the 10 that came out. The next 10, we are going to do 10 in a little bit. There's 7 at this point. Once I get up to 10 again, I'll do another review. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, remember, play for fun.